Welcome to the Full-Time FBA Show. In each episode, it's our goal to help you turn part-time hours into a full-time income selling almost anything on Amazon. And now, your hosts of the show, Stephen and Rebecca Smotherman.
Hello there, and welcome to this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. We're on episode number 226. We're going to be talking today about why we at Full-Time FBA in our own FBA business avoid using stickerless commingled inventory at the Amazon FBA warehouse. And with me to talk about this kind of confusing topic is my co-host and business partner, Stephen.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to bring clarity from confusion. So we'll definitely get into that today on the Full-Time FBA Show.
So you may be thinking, what in the world is a stickerless seller? You might have received an email recently by Amazon inviting you to become a stickerless seller. Should you consider stickerless selling? And what is the best way to sell in order to protect your seller account? We'll answer these questions today on the Full-Time FBA Show. We've been selling on Amazon for well over a decade, and we recently got an email from Amazon that stated, "Dear selling partner, you are now eligible to use manufacturer barcodes such as UPC or EAN when sending inventory to Amazon FBA warehouses. Using the manufacturer barcode already available on your products, you can save time and costs by avoiding the need to print an Amazon barcode label for each inventory unit. To start saving time and costs, click to review the new Stickerless Seller University content, including information on the program's overview, benefits, eligibility criteria, and more."
That sounds so awesome.
That's a mouthful though to read. So at the close of the email, there was a big clickable button that says, "Save costs with Stickerless." And at first glance, this might seem like a good idea. I mean, we're always looking for ways to cut costs, right? I mean, I hope you are. So, Stephen, kick us off by bringing some clarity to this stickerless program.
Okay, so if you've been selling on Amazon via FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, for any amount of time, you know that before you send your inventory to a warehouse, you need to put a sticker on your item, usually directly over the manufacturer's barcode, that signifies to the FBA warehouse that this item is connected solely to your Amazon account. Printed on the sticker is 4 pieces of information. There's a scannable barcode, a 10-digit alphanumeric code, the item's condition, and the item's title. So sometimes there's more, but that's the bare bones of what is usually on this sticker. So the barcode basically matches with the 10-digit alphanumeric code. And always, at this time of recording, they always start with an X. In fact, Amazon warehouse workers will call this an X sticker internally. Again, the sticker connects your inventory item with your Amazon seller account. So when your item is received in Amazon warehouse, they scan the barcode. That basically logs it in the Amazon system that it's been received. And the sticker is really important to prove that you've shipped your item to Amazon. Once your item is checked in, it's placed on a specific warehouse aisle, on a specific Amazon warehouse shelf, on a specific level, in a specific place where it's logged into the Amazon system. It's logged there to make sure that if your customer buys from you, your customer gets the exact item delivered to them. This way of stickering inventory is how you probably began your Amazon business and what you're used to. But now Amazon is promoting stickerless as an alternative. And this has been an alternative even from when I began, but for some reason they're promoting it right now.
So just like it sounds, when you've got stickerless inventory, there's no more stickers involved in sending that inventory in. So with stickerless, the exact inventory item you send to Amazon is no longer connected to your specific account, but it's instead using just that manufacturer's barcode. So for example, if you sell a cake pan from the home and kitchen category on Amazon, in the stickered way, you're going to print out a sticker to put over the manufacturer's barcode on the cake pan and then send it to Amazon. But if you're a stickerless seller, your items don't get a sticker. So your cake pan will be shipped to Amazon without that extra sticker, using that original manufacturer's barcode to be scanned when it's checked into the warehouse. And then your cake pan is put right there on the shelf with all of the other cake pans of that same title. So if you're wanting to sell a cake pan in the shape of Bluey, the children's show character who's adorable, and if you do that stickerless, you're sending in your Bluey cake pan to Amazon. And it will be stored with the potentially dozens of other Bluey cake pans that everybody out there wants to buy. So your new Bluey cake pan is now commingled with all the other new Bluey cake pans. Commingled inventory makes things much easier for Amazon, and it costs Amazon a lot less, since when a new Bluey cake pan is sold, Amazon doesn't have to send the customer your exact cake pan, but they can just pick a random Bluey cake pan with that same UPC that's stored at the warehouse that's closer to the customer, and it saves Amazon substantially on shipping. And so since Amazon saves money via this method, they're going to give us a small percentage of that savings via lower fees to incentivize us to go stickerless commingled. But there's no way that we here in our own business at Full-Time FBA would ever go stickerless commingled.
Yeah, imagine that your Bluey cake pan, it's brand new. It's commingled with other sellers stored in an East Coast warehouse. And the customer on the West Coast decides that they want to order a new Bluey cake pan from you. Well, instead of shipping your exact inventory from the East Coast to the West Coast, Amazon can just instead pick some other seller's new Bluey cake pan that's stored much closer to the customer and just attribute you with the sale. Because the inventory is commingled, it doesn't matter to Amazon where the actual item is shipping from, and so it sounds like a nice system. Until the customer getting the Bluey cake pan delivered opens up the cake pan and finds some cake residue stuck to the pan, and the cake pan is dented in one corner. This is not a brand new Bluey cake pan at all. This is used, says the customer. And not only do they return the Bluey cake pan, possibly, they give you negative feedback on the actual condition of the cake pan not matching the condition of the cake pan that was ordered. Now, with Stickerless Commingled, you are trusting tens upon thousands of other Amazon sellers with their skills to accurately grade the condition of your item properly. What could go wrong, right? Okay, not me. I want the items that I sell on Amazon to be the exact items that I sourced, to be the exact items that the customer receives, not some other seller's item.
Yeah, so think about issues that come up for Amazon sellers, like counterfeit issues. What if you're selling an item via Stickerless and your customer gets a counterfeit, and then you land in, quote, Amazon jail with an account suspension, and you have to defend yourself selling a counterfeit? Yes, you can probably get your Amazon account reinstated because you were selling commingled inventory, but do you really want to deal with that headache of the account suspension and all the money you'll lose from not being able to sell your items, plus possibly the money of having to hire a company to help you get reinstated? I know I don't want to have to deal with that, so I don't put myself in that position to deal with it.
So while it might save you a little bit in fees to go stickerless commingled, I personally would not recommend it. It's just not worth the risks involved with the minuscule fee savings.
One last thing before we go. Let me ask you a question. Are you now, or have you ever binge listened to the Full-Time FBA show? We ask this because if this is you, or if you've ever found some wisdom or help by listening to this podcast, would you please go and leave us a rating and a review? If you're on Apple Podcasts and don't know how to do this, go to fulltimefba.com/leave a review and we'll show you how to do it. But it would seriously mean the world to us. No matter which podcast player you're listening to us on, go and leave us an honest review and a star rating. This will help more people find our podcast, and that's going to help us help more people to make a full-time income selling on Amazon. So take less than 2 minutes and leave us a review if you would, please. Thank you so much for being a listener of the Full-Time FBA show. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Full-Time FBA show. As a reminder, you can always find the show notes on our show notes page, fulltimefba.com/226, and that will also include any links that we mentioned in this episode.
Next week on the Full-Time FBA show, we're going to be talking about wholesale sourcing red flags. If you're interested or wanting to figure out wholesale sourcing, there's some red flags you need to look out for so that you can avoid some really bad situations. We'll talk about that next week on the Full-Time FBA show.
That's all for this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. So head over to fulltimefba.com/podcast, where you'll find the show notes and links from this episode. While you're there, subscribe to our newsletter where you'll get several free downloads of our popular and helpful Amazon FBA resources. Now, take action on what you've learned today so you can find success at turning part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA.